There are times when you feel that something important is about to happen in your immediate surroundings. Today I want to talk to you about a clear sign you've been waiting for in your home. Sometimes answers don't come as a thought, but through an unexpected encounter. Stay with me in this reflection, because what we are going to discover will change your perspective on the people who cross your path. That's why you should stay until the end, because you'll understand how to recognize this purpose of peace that is being activated. It is no coincidence that this message reached you at this exact moment. Let's delve deeper so you can gain clarity in your daily life. Sometimes, routine makes us believe that the days are simply a repetition of the same thing. But on a spiritual level, pieces are shifting that you can't yet see. I want to invite you to, for a moment, set aside distractions and pay attention to a hunch you may have had lately. That feeling that one stage is ending and something new is knocking at your door isn't a product of your imagination. It's an internal preparation for a connection that is about to manifest. It's crucial to understand that nothing happens randomly in the design of your life. Often, the relief we ask for in our prayers comes through other human beings. We're talking about a silent coordination that has been developing for some time. It's possible that someone is about to appear in your path, not symbolically, but in a real and tangible way. If we treat these moments as mere coincidences, we run the risk of not being present to receive the teaching or help that the encounter brings. Have you ever wondered why certain people come into your life at the exact moment you feel most lost? From a very personal perspective, I can tell you that some encounters have been arranged months in advance on a sacred level. The person you're about to meet may believe their decision to seek you out is entirely their own or a matter of chance. But in reality, it's the result of paths that were designed to cross at this precise moment. You need to be attentive to understand the meaning of this event and why your recent experiences have shaped you for this moment. This message is meant to sharpen your spiritual discernment. We're not necessarily talking about someone returning from your past or a relationship trying to rekindle. Often, new beginnings require new faces. This is about someone who has been going through their own process elsewhere, learning lessons that resonate perfectly with yours. It's like a puzzle where the pieces, when put together, create a stability that neither of you could achieve alone. It's important not to jump to conclusions and create rigid expectations about who this person will be. Keeping an open mind will allow you to recognize the true value of this visit. It's not always about emotional or romantic connection. Divine guidance is practical and diverse. It could be a collaborator, someone who acts as a guide in your projects, or a person who possesses the specific information you've been seeking to resolve a question that has kept you up at night for years. Sometimes, a single phrase spoken by a stranger has the power to dissolve a decade of mental confusion. That's why today's focus is on receptivity. Your presence in this video is a first step toward being in the right position. We're just beginning to unpack this new phase opening up for your home and your personal peace. What you'll discover in the following sections will give you the confidence to recognize this sign without fear and with complete assurance. What truly matters here isn't the type of bond that forms, but the spiritual content that person brings to you. There's a mutual exchange. You possess something they need for their evolution, and they carry an essential piece for your growth. When those two paths intersect, an acceleration occurs in both of your lives that defies any human logic or prediction. It's a synergy where personal progress is activated immediately. If you feel something stirring within you right now, it's your spirit acknowledging a truth. There's an inner alert telling you that change is real. I invite you, if you feel ready, to write in the comments, "I am ready." This isn't an automatic phrase, but an act of will that demonstrates your mental and spiritual openness to receive what has been arranged for your well-being. Your consent and receptive attitude are the keys that allow this flow of harmony to enter your home. I want you to reflect on how the path has been clearing, even if you didn't understand at the time. Each stage that ended, however painful, was freeing up the necessary space. Each door that closed wasn't a punishment, but a protection to eliminate distractions that would have diverted you from what truly matters. Even those disappointments you face serve to adjust your expectations, allowing you today to distinguish what is authentic from what is fleeting. The solitude you experience was meant to cultivate within you a longing for genuine connection, thanks to that time with yourself. Today, you don't settle for just anything that's available, but rather seek what truly resonates with your essence. Every time you felt the urge to give up, yet still chose to take another step. You are developing the resilience and maturity you'll need for what comes after this encounter. Because remember, meeting this person isn't the final goal. It's merely the starting point of a new level in your life. It's very likely that lately you felt a restlessness that's hard to explain. It's not the kind of paralyzing anxiety you feel, but rather a constant anticipation. You sense there's a place you belong or someone you're meant to meet, even though you don't have exact coordinates or names in mind. This restlessness is the voice of your spirit grasping what your eyes haven't yet seen. Your soul already perceives the nearness of this change, as if on a higher plane the reunion has already taken place, and is now simply waiting for the moment to materialize in your everyday reality. You must understand that purposeful connections are never a product of chance or luck. There is a perfect calculation behind every variable and an exact timing for every detail. What appear to be isolated events or unrelated circumstances are actually threads being woven to create the perfect scenario for your restoration. Both of you have been individually prepared so that when you come face to face, you will have the necessary clarity to recognize the value of what is happening. Your preparation has been quiet but steady. As we move forward with this reflection, you'll notice how your confidence strengthens and how your fear of the future fades away. I assure you that what we'll discuss in the next part of this guide will give you the specific cues to seize this opportunity when it arises. Keep your focus here, because your well-being deserves this focused attention. Have you noticed that sometimes what we need most comes disguised as something we didn't expect? Don't be fooled by the initial appearances of this coming change. Often, the greatest well-being in our lives enters through the door without making a sound. It is crucial that you keep your attention here, because we are deciphering the signs of your new stage. Therefore, I invite you to join me until the end of this reflection, so that you do not overlook the purpose of this meeting. What you're feeling right now is not a coincidence. It is your final preparation. We're going to delve deeper into how your intuition will be your best guide in the coming hours. There's a profound reason this encounter didn't happen sooner. If something valuable comes into our hands before we're mature enough to handle it, we risk losing it or failing to appreciate its true worth. You've invested too much in your personal growth to let this opportunity slip away. That's why, lately, your ability to perceive what isn't immediately apparent has grown tremendously. Your spiritual discernment is now your sharpest tool. It's very likely that this person or this new situation will be nothing like what you imagined. Perhaps they won't speak as you expected or come in the packaging you envisioned. However, your inner sensitivity will give you a clear sign. You'll feel a change in the atmosphere of your home when this purpose manifests. You'll know something is different, with a certainty that needs no logical explanation. Trust that inner voice. Don't let fear or the shadows of old wounds prevent you from recognizing the renewal being offered to you. To prepare you for what's coming, your life has had to expand. What this encounter brings is far greater than your previous reality could contain. That's why you had to go through moments where you felt stretched outside your comfort zone and at times pushed to your limits. Those moments weren't meant to break you, but to broaden your capacity to receive. Now, finally, you have the mental and emotional space needed to manage what this change represents. You are no longer the same person you were a year ago. Now you have the strength to lead this new chapter. Another vital aspect of your preparation has been the purification of your intentions. The universe needed to ensure that, when this support appears, you won't try to control it or use it merely to fill temporary voids. You've been taught to let go of despair and find your own wholeness. The goal was for you to see this new member or circumstance as a gift that complements your life, not as a life raft for your problems. Only when we are healthy on the inside can we build something lasting with what comes from the outside. If these words resonate with that quiet intuition you've had these past few days, manifest your connection to this message. By interacting, you allow this frequency of hope to strengthen and reach others who, like you, are in their own cycle of renewal and need to understand that someone or something important is about to knock on their door. Remember that we're at a crucial point in this guide. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into the exact nature of this movement that will occur in your home. Don't get distracted, because the details we'll share below will give you the advantage to act wisely. What is about to happen doesn't just benefit you. It's a bridge for others. Sometimes the moments that seem most ordinary are the ones that carry the deepest burden of change. Don't let the appearance of normality make you miss the opportunity of a lifetime. We are at a point where your attention is your most valuable asset. Therefore, I suggest you follow this message to the end so that you learn to distinguish gold from the everyday. What you will receive in the next few minutes is a key to unlocking your future. Let's explore how a 5-minute encounter can transform the next 5 years. It's vital that you understand the nature of these purposeful connections. Often, the physical encounter may seem entirely ordinary. Perhaps it's a brief chat in a coffee line, a casual introduction at work, or a comment from a neighbor in a place you frequent. It might last only a few minutes, but in that short span, a spiritual seed will be exchanged that will take months or even years to fully assimilate. The real transformation happens after the initial encounter. A new perspective will take root in your mind. A door you hadn't even seen will open slightly, or a simple truth will land in your heart with overwhelming force. In the moment, you might think it was just a nice chat, but in the following days, you'll notice something strange. That person's words will keep echoing in your head. You'll feel that the exchange continues to unlock ideas, solutions, and opportunities in other areas of your life. That's how you'll recognize it wasn't chance, but a higher design. The impact will be immensely greater than the interaction itself. You'll look back and see a clear dividing line. There will be a before that conversation and an after where everything feels different. However, I must warn you about distractions. When a renewal of this magnitude is imminent, it's common for obstacles to arise that try to make you miss the appointment. Your mind might become filled with urgent tasks. Chaos might try to disrupt your schedule so you're not there, or you might even start to doubt your own intuition. Skepticism is the greatest enemy of extraordinary opportunities. Inner or outer voices might whisper that it's too good to be true, that you're being naive, or that you're simply imagining things. If you allow doubt to cloud your judgment, you could walk right past the person who holds your answer and never know the magnitude of what you let go of. That's why, in this new cycle of time, your task is to remain fully present. Avoid falling into autopilot. Don't let routine dull your sense of wonder or cynicism close the doors of your heart. Pay attention to every interaction, no matter how small. Feel the energy of every conversation, because a sign you're waiting for won't necessarily come a loud announcement or bright lights. Sometimes, the greatest purpose travels incognito, in the simplicity of a stranger or the naturalness of an acquaintance. Your willingness to notice the details is what will make all the difference today. We're delving into how this shift will affect not only your mood, but also the structure of your home. In the next part, we'll talk about exactly what to do when you feel a connection is happening so that it's effective and lasting. Sometimes, the answer you've been searching for doesn't arrive in a sealed envelope, but in an unexpected phrase. Don't wait for someone with a flashing sign. Look for someone who makes you stop and really think. Often, the biggest change in our lives begins with a question that takes us by surprise. This is a perfect moment for your senses to sharpen and for you not to miss what's important. Therefore, I invite you to stay until the end of this message so that you can learn to recognize that messenger that destiny has placed in your path. It is no coincidence that you are hearing this so clearly today. Let's delve deeper into how unsolicited help can be the key to your well-being. It's crucial to understand that the spiritual realm often communicates through the human. The person about to appear in your life could be someone who sees something in you that most people overlook. It's that feeling of being truly seen in a profound and unique way. Pay close attention when someone mentions a longing you haven't shared with anyone, or when someone appears right after you've cried out for help. These aren't coincidences. They are answers delivered through human hands and voices. This encounter is the catalyst for a chain reaction. Don't see this person as an isolated event, but as a key piece that opens several doors simultaneously. By receiving what they bring, be it an idea, a contact, or a piece of advice, you'll notice that stagnant situations begin to flow. Resources you thought were exhausted reappear, and the mental clarity you've been seeking finally settles in. All of this happens because you chose to be in the right place at the right time with the right mindset. Don't underestimate the magnitude of what's happening. What appears to be a chance encounter is In reality, a meticulously orchestrated arrangement of every variable in your life to generate a real breakthrough. This person is a catalyst, the spark needed for everything that's been in motion behind the scenes to finally manifest in your physical reality. It's not luck or a temporary coincidence. It's a direct intervention in your personal history that you can't afford to dismiss out of cynicism or distraction. To ensure your inner sensitivity is at its peak, it's necessary to take a step of acceptance. If you want your spiritual antennae activated and your discernment sharp enough to recognize this moment, I invite you to write in the comments, "I receive it with gratitude." This act isn't just a simple message. It's a sign that you're ready and willing. It's confirming to yourself that the door of your home and your heart is open to the new. Remember, we're building the path to your restoration. What follows in this guide is vital, because we'll talk about how to maintain that flow of blessings once the spark has been ignited. Stay tuned, because the consistency of what follows will give you the structure to ensure this change isn't fleeting, but a lasting transformation in your home. Have you ever felt like you know someone even before they tell you their name? That feeling of familiarity is not a trick of your memory. It is a sign of your spirit. Today, we're going to discover why certain conversations feel more important than years of friendship. Stay tuned to this message until the very last second, because we're revealing the code for your future connections. It's no coincidence that you're looking for answers, and this video is appearing now. Your overall well-being depends on recognizing these invisible signs. Let's delve deeper into why the universe has chosen this exact moment for this crossroads. It's fascinating to observe what happens on the other side of this encounter. The person about to enter your life will experience an immediate sense of recognition upon seeing you. They will feel that, although technically strangers, there is something deeply familiar and safe in your presence. They are very likely to be compelled to share with you ideas or experiences they normally reserve for their inner circle. They will feel an emotional refuge, and human logic cannot explain why they trust you so much from the very first moment. This mutual impact is the signature of a connection that isn't merely natural. When two people with aligned purposes meet, there's an atmosphere of the sacred. That person will leave thinking about you, wondering why that brief conversation left such a profound mark on their spirit. They may not have the spiritual language to describe it, but they'll feel that something meaningful happened. You'll sense it too, that vibration that what just occurred is much more than a chance encounter. It's a precisely orchestrated date. There's a common mistake we must avoid when receiving these divine connections. The person who arrives isn't there to fix you or rescue you from your fears. Their purpose isn't salvation, but collaboration. They come to combine their strength with yours to build something neither of you could achieve alone. That's why it's vital that you don't approach this encounter from a place of lack or desperate need. Don't see this messenger as a solution to your problems, but as an ally for your projects. You must approach this from a place of wholeness. Approach it knowing that you are already a complete being, and that this new connection is a valuable addition to your stability, not a life raft for someone who is drowning. When you understand this, the connection becomes sustainable and powerful. You avoid falling into traps of dependency and begin to partner strategically. That is a hallmark of a healthy relationship. Two forces uniting to fulfill a greater purpose without losing their individual identity. You might be wondering, why now? Why in this 24-hour cycle and not a year ago? The answer lies in the maturation of your own process. Some fruits can only be harvested when the season is right, and when you've developed the necessary resilience to sustain the success that is coming. This present moment is the result of all the lessons you have recently integrated. Your preparation is complete, and the manifestation phase has begun. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into how perfect timing aligns with your daily actions to make this progress unstoppable. Don't back away, because the coherence of what follows will give you the peace you need to await this encounter without anxiety. Have you ever wondered why some doors took so long to open despite your efforts? Sometimes waiting is not a delay, but a necessary protection for your growth. Today you will understand why the exact moment for your change is precisely this one and not another. Stay connected to this guide until the end, because we're mapping out your next big step. It is no coincidence that you feel a different clarity today when you hear these words. Your future well-being depends on your ability to be present in this 24-hour cycle. Let's delve into how your intuition will guide you to the place where everything falls into place. There's a perfect harmony between your character and your calling that only comes with time. Perhaps in the past you longed for these kinds of connections, but you lacked the capacity to sustain them. Had the change come sooner, you likely wouldn't have recognized its value, or would have handled it with inexperience. Therefore, the waiting period wasn't a lack of response, but rather a process of maturation. Now, your inner capacity finally aligns with the magnitude of what is about to be given to you. While you were preparing, the other person was also being shaped. At this very moment, the person or opportunity that is coming your way is experiencing its own revelations. They, too, feel that inexplicable restlessness, that urge to move to a new place or to make a different decision. The universe doesn't send solutions randomly. It strategically positions them. There are no chance encounters, only meetings orchestrated with the precision of a watchmaker who knows exactly when two paths should cross. What you are about to experience in the next few hours will be tangible proof that a higher order is watching over every detail of your life. However, this coordination requires your active participation. To receive what is new, you need to create space, both physically and mentally. If your mind is overwhelmed with noise and your schedule doesn't offer a moment's respite, you might be too distracted to notice when your purpose knocks on your door. Your intuition will be your navigation system during the cycle. I invite you to pay unusual attention to your inner promptings over the next 24 hours. If you suddenly feel the urge to change your usual route, enter a different place, or reconnect with someone who has come to mind, don't analyze it with cold logic. Often, divine guidance manifests as an inner knowing that needs no explanation. Don't dismiss these impulses as mere whims. They are the silent instructions that are positioning you for the encounter. Trust the knowledge that comes from your heart, not your head. By following these guidelines, you allow the flow of well-being to enter your home effortlessly. We're reaching a crucial point where theory becomes practice. In the next section, we'll explore how to remain calm and confident as these shifts begin to unfold around you, ensuring lasting success. Did you know that most people miss out on the best opportunities because they are caught up in their thoughts? Don't walk around like a sleepwalker on the day that could define your future. Today is a time to awaken your senses and observe what others overlook. Keep your attention on this message until the end, because we are activating your ability to recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary. It is no coincidence that today you feel this call to be more alert than ever. Your overall well-being begins when you stop acting out of inertia and start living with intention. Let's delve into how your authenticity is the magnet that will attract the answer you're waiting for. In this 24-hour cycle, your biggest challenge is to turn off autopilot. We often fulfill our responsibilities mechanically, without noticing that the universe is trying to communicate with us in the most ordinary moments. Look people in the eye, listen with your heart, and observe the details of your surroundings. If you're too distracted by your to-do list, you might overlook the profound nature of an encounter that seems simple but has the power to change your trajectory. It's vital that you release any rigid expectations about what your well-being should look like. We often create a mental script of how help should arrive or who should be the person to open a door for us. However, divine guidance is often far more creative and efficient than our imagination. Remain flexible and receptive. Don't let a blessing pass you by just because it arrived in a form you didn't initially recognize. An open mind is your greatest ally in identifying this purpose. There is one fundamental requirement for this divine connection to materialize. Be yourself. Don't try to impress anyone. Don't wear masks, and don't feign a confidence you don't feel. The person who is drawn to you has been sent to connect with your true essence, not with the perfect version you sometimes try to show the world. If you present yourself authentically and allow your most human and genuine side to shine through, the connection will be instant and strong. Only on truth can something lasting and meaningful be built. This message is the missing piece that explains why the last few months have been so intense. If you now feel that inner pressure transforming into positive anticipation, it's because you finally received the clarity you needed. Don't let this reflection fade into oblivion. Actively participate in this new phase. It's important that you stay connected to the source of guidance, because after this encounter, You'll need to know how to manage what you've received and confirm that what you experienced was a real step toward your restoration. If you know someone who has been restless, someone who senses a change but doesn't know how to articulate it, share this light with them. By doing so, you strengthen a network of well-being that extends beyond yourself. We are now entering the action phase, where what you learn here manifests in your physical reality. Have you ever felt restless for no clear reason, as if you were waiting for a bus that doesn't have a fixed schedule? That feeling is not anguish. It is a vibration of something important that is already on its way. Sometimes, your own preparation is the beacon that guides a right person to your home. Keep your focus on this reflection until the end, because we are about to enter the materialization phase. It is no coincidence that this message has reached you just as the pieces begin to move. Your well-being is linked to your ability to recognize this gift that cannot be bought with money. Let's delve into how the universe is moving obstacles to clear your path today. It's crucial that you understand that, as you hear these words, in dimensions your physical eyes cannot perceive, instructions have already been given for your benefit. Impediments are being removed, and paths that previously seemed blocked are being cleared. The person who is heading toward you is being moved into position at this very moment. They, too, are likely experiencing sudden impulses or ideas that seem random, but which are actually invisible threads guiding them toward your encounter. This is the mystery of spiritual convergence. It works in two separate lifetimes so that, at the precise moment, they fit together like two puzzle pieces designed to be together. It doesn't matter if you don't yet know each other's faces or names. The Spirit is already preparing the ground for that mutual recognition. When that encounter occurs, you'll feel a sense of righteousness, a peace that confirms you are finally on the right path. I want you to visualize what this person brings with them, because their arrival has a practical purpose for your stability. First, they bring essential information. It could be that key piece of information about an opportunity you hadn't seen, or a fresh perspective on a problem that had you feeling stuck. Sometimes, an outsider's point of view is all we need for solution to appear before our eyes with perfect clarity. Secondly, this person is a bridge of connection. They possess the contact or access to a space that you couldn't reach on your own. Holistic well-being often requires strategic alliances, and this encounter is a key that allows you to enter a new atmosphere of possibilities. And thirdly, they bring the confirmation you've been seeking. They will validate those thoughts and hunches you've had in solitude, echoing your own prayers and giving you the reassurance that you aren't imagining your progress. Your date with destiny has a set time. The countdown has begun, and your only task is to be ready with an open heart and an alert mind. Don't dismiss what you feel when that person arrives, because it's the tangible answer to what you've been asking for in your quiet moments. Manage this connection wisely, knowing that it's a tool for building a life of peace and joy that is rightfully yours. We're entering the final stretch of this preparation. In the next part, we'll see how to act in the first few hours after this encounter, so that the seed that has been planted grows and bears lasting fruit in your home. Have you noticed that sometimes the missing piece in your personal puzzle is something that someone else already has? In the next few hours, you'll receive 3 key elements for your progress: data you didn't know, bridges you couldn't cross, and validation of your hunches. Do not let the shadow of old wounds prevent you from seeing the clarity that is manifesting itself before you today. Stay with me until the very last second of this guide, because we are dismantling the barriers that hinder your well-being. It's natural to feel distrustful, but today inner security will be your greatest strength. It's no coincidence that this message arrives just when you need a real boost. Let's delve deeper into how to release caution and receive what is rightfully yours. It's understandable that you might feel some resistance. Perhaps you think this sounds too idealistic, or that protecting your heart is the best strategy after past disappointments. However, that caution can become a wall blocking the entry of new experiences. The difference between what you experienced before and what is happening today is the source of the connection. In the past, you placed your hope in situations or people that weren't aligned with your true purpose. Today, it's about a balance and genuine orchestration designed for your restoration. Releasing fear isn't about ignoring the past, but about making space for the future. I invite you, for this time, to lower your guard and allow hope to take root in your home. What's coming isn't meant to hurt you, but to heal the wounds left by past failures. If you're willing to let go of that armor and open yourself to the possibility of positive change, express your willingness with an internal affirmation of acceptance. Saying yes to life eliminates the resistance that prevents the flow of harmony from manifesting. You must visualize this encounter as the first domino in a chain reaction. This person is a catalyst who, upon entering your life, will break down barriers you didn't even know were connected. A conversation will lead to a connection, that connection to an opportunity, and that opportunity will give you the courage to take the step you've been putting off for so long. Everything that follows is time-sensitive. There are other goals waiting to be achieved, but they need this first piece to move in order to be activated. Therefore, when the moment arrives, honor the situation, avoid distractions, and give your full presence. The emotions you feel will be the compass for this process. You may experience some nervousness or a racing heart. Don't mistake it for anxiety. It's simply your inner self acknowledging the importance of the moment. You might feel like crying or experience an inexplicable joy. It's your spirit releasing the weight of years of waiting. Allow yourself to feel each of these reactions without judgment. Feeling overwhelmed is natural when fullness begins to take the place that uncertainty once held. We're about to conclude this preparation for your big event. In the next and final part of our guide, we'll wrap things up and provide you with the final tools to make this transformation in your home complete and permanent. Stay strong. The dawn you've been waiting for is here. You don't need to have all the solutions at your fingertips before the opportunity arises. Sometimes, the greatest victory is simply being present with a willing heart. Today you will experience profound relief, that calm that only comes when you feel the weight of uncertainty lifted. We are in the final seconds of this preparation, the moment when theory becomes your new reality. Therefore, I ask you to stay until the very last moment, so that you may receive the final instruction that will seal this cycle. It is no coincidence that today you feel you can finally breathe easy. Let's discover why documenting this change will be the compass for your future success. That relief you begin to feel deep within your being is the inner confirmation that the support you needed has arrived at just the right time. It's not just a fleeting emotion. It's the certainty that your home and your inner peace are under special protection. Once this encounter occurs, I suggest something very simple yet powerful. Document what happened. Don't do it to show the world, but as a personal record of your evolution. In the future, when you look back and see the magnitude of this transformation, you'll want to remember the exact details of the day everything started to improve. Your cycle of renewal has officially begun this very second. The clock of your personal purpose is ticking, and someone is coming your way with the missing piece. Everything is about to shift toward a stage of greater balance and clarity. Stay alert. Don't let yesterday's worries cloud your ability to receive today's gift. This is your appointed opportunity, a gesture of well-being that the universe has prepared especially for you. Embrace this change with enthusiasm and without reservation. Your capacity for advancement is activated right now. In the coming hours, you will see the tangible results of having maintained your faith and willingness. Trust the process, trust your intuition, and above all, trust that you deserve this new life of fulfillment that is opening up before you. If you feel this message resonates with your current situation, I invite you to comment. I choose my change. Share this reflection with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe so you don't miss the follow-up guides that will help you manage your new blessings. Your journey to total restoration has only just begun.